time.
They call me Hot Rod. Everybody knows it. I don't have to say what I am, because I've done it. See me, I'm real plain and simple and direct. That's the difference between you and me. You talk about it, I do it. Because you've been doing enough barking for them all.
Now, Nash, you think you're a giant? So did the Titanic, baby. You had Hogan, and you had Nash, and they were going against Sting and Luger, and they were stirring things up. They needed to sign a prenuptial agreement before Nash and Hogan could get in the ring. I'm not waiting till the 19th. Tonight, I'm taking Hogan on inside this ring in Chicago.
Party? You want to see how tough you are? Come on down. The water's fine, but it's up to here.
Deathlock Productions is proud to present The Shootout with Bill Blanchard.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Wrestling Shootout. Hey, I'm your host, the Proper Opinion, Bill Blanchard. We're coming at you live here on Deathlock Productions. Booyah! Hey, we're here tonight with a very, very, very special guest. I have the man himself, my co-host today, who I'll just say I predict will take two broken legs to that quit, and he did it in one, going off half of my bet. Anyway, welcome to the former UCW champion, Christian Fury, and his tag team partner tonight, which is our guest of honor tonight. He is a man who has been known as the most extremist guy all over the CSRA. This guy is so vicious, so brutal, so unpredictable. So many promoters are too scared to book this guy because they're insured with pay their medical bills, whoever he freaking demolish. I am talking about he is a former AWS heavyweight champion and multi-times, many times over, many champions from other promotions. And he's also the former Octane champion of the UCW. And correct me if I'm wrong here, considering the Dark Alliance rules here, is also the brand new co-holder of the UCW World Tag Team Champions. Please welcome my guest at this time, Damian Sick, better known to you all as Josh Pascal. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, big dog? You actually got something in your little spill there, man, but I'm gonna forgive you. I am also the current reigning Livewire Hardcore Champion.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't think they're still in business anymore. Livewire, really?
Yeah, Livewire. Still the Hardcore Champion, even though, you know, their owner / booker / puts the title on himself, Tyler Wilson, a.k.a. Billy Johnson, doesn't want to book me no more because, well, I'm not going to touch on the subject as why he's not going to book me, but, yeah.
Wow.
I'm still
I didn't know that.
But that is until he hears this podcast and strips me of the belt.
Wow, that'll be a first.
Yeah, I never technically lost the title. You know, kind of James Drake and, you know, many others.
You know, we've had a lot of, just a lot of talk in the wrestling world, nowadays. We've all talked about it. I know Christian Fury immediately wanted to get on the podcast to talk about it. We decided to give it a few weeks, kind of put some salt over the wounds a little bit before we actually try to talk this out here like men here. But the biggest talk right now in the CSRA here, we all been talking about Succession King, Billy Johnson, and Livewire Wrestling trying to take the venue from UCW, and there's so many freaking rumors going around. And the biggest thing is, their guy right now, basically, the lines are drawn in the sand. People are not necessarily forced to choose sides, but it's almost like they're already choosing sides. The fans are, wrestlers are, sponsors are. I mean, my question is, what do you lie in this situation here, Josh? What was your first response when you found out Livewire was going to have to show up? Was it January 5th? It's going to be at the UCW Arena at the American Legion?
Yep.
What was your initial response?
My initial, feeling on about it, it's kind of bullshit how he went about it. If you just simply talk to the management of UCW I know for a fact would have helped him with it. But instead, being the little coward that he is, he went behind their backs and booked the venue. Supposedly, he was approached about it. But, you know, it is what it is. UCW is still going to do their thing. We're not worried about Billy Johnson or a.k.a. Tyler Wilson, whatever he wants to call himself, you know, and them booking a show at our venue. I'm not worried about that because UCW will still be back in that venue later that month putting on a better show.
Lots of rumors and Indian windows, you know, rumors going on out there, as I mentioned before. Supposedly, you know, UCW was the one that started the first fire by the fact that they have a special fundraiser event that October, which initially pissed him off. And then in November, you know, he finds out on the same day, and the show booked, which Livewire had already had also booked, and UCW and Livewire wrestlers tend to, you know, work both promotions here and everything. So that was his response was trying to figure your venue. Any comment to that, according to Livewire's accusations, what the rumors are?
Well, as far as UCW backing out of the whatever show it was in October, I don't know about it. I'm not sure of the reasonings why. I'm not a member of the UCW management team. But as far as UCW being booked on the same day as Livewire, again, that wasn't UCW's fault. Just like any venue in this area, there are certain days where they're able to have wrestling shows. UCW said, the venue said, hey, these are the dates we can allow y'all to be here. So UCW had to take what they could get from the venue.
That's true. I mean, I know, you know, spoken to Johnson at one point, and he found it very, very, very upsetting. He felt like UCW should have done a show. That's the only thing they could have done was complete disrespect toward him by trying to book a show the same day. You know, I feel like it says, you know, he did spoke to somebody. Y'all think y'all were cool with it, but he doesn't recall any of that in the conversation. But anyways, let's move on. Big thanks for Big Man. I know I was doing my research on you and everything. I first found out about you in throne wrestling, you know, and a little bit of flatline here. One that I was confused on, which actually came first for you? Was it Flatline Championship Wrestling or was it Throne Wrestling Federation, TWF?
Well, Flatline Championship Wrestling is actually where I first started training. My boy was there, Mike Margera, a.k.a. DJ Bam, a.k.a. Mike Jones. He was in Flatline. He was my boy. He knew I wanted to start training. He took me out there. Things didn't exactly work out with Flatline, and so, you know, I moved on and eventually started going out to TWF.
Now, remember that window how TWF initially got started. Were you aware that they had a falling out with another promotion in South Carolina, Wrestling for Jesus, now, you know, was run by True Money at the time? What do you remember about that working relationship? Did you ever get a chance to also wrestle in WFJ?
I did not work WFJ. I'd heard of it. I never had the opportunity to go work for Team Money out there. And as far as their falling out, I'm not actually too sure on the whole, all I got is he said, she said on that situation.
Well, you were in, you actually are in the, parts of the footage of Wrestling for Jesus documentary. You're actually shown in the background where Darkness is going, hey guys, we might just start on time tonight. You were actually there in the background when they were filming that documentary. You remember guys being there filming y'all show?
I do not remember them being there filming the show. I actually did not know I was even in the footage till a friend of mine told me about it. I'm actually in that part and then also in another part playing around before the show started. So
I thought that was kind of hilarious. Me and Jay was actually in that documentary as well. Although they got our names wrong. What do we call it? Jim and Andy?
Something like that.
John and Andy? I'm like, oh, no, it's Bill and Jay.
Whatever.
Because we weren't important in some anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Anyway.
But you know, so much is going on right now, and there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. So I want to go ahead and start this off before I get into bullshit this podcast. I want to talk about this real quick, dude. I remember in 2000, I came back from Afghanistan in 2004. You know, AWF and LCW were working relations, interaction with folks, and then, Flatline trying to went to this whole thing, got a good venue at Patriots Park, then AWF found the Harlem Arena and started doing it there. But at the same time, over the river, you had TWF, you had WFJ. Over, you had SCW, you had AWF. Then another guy was called the AWA, and then I heard about promotion at Thompson, Georgia, called SWF. That was an exciting time to be in the wrestling business, I thought. It even made the Augusta Metro papers. Everybody was fighting that top-notch position. So I do believe by 2008, everybody kind of shut things down, kind of went their own way, with the exception of AWF. A few years later, Flatline Pro comes back. IWE comes back. Because of financial reasons, once again, they all died out, and then AWF is still standing. But here we are, 2018, okay? Call for what you want to call it. You got UCW. You've got Livewire, you've got Machito, and what's that? Oh, crap. What are they called again? You're only here every other month. It's in Thompson. Crap. Get me out of here, Jay. Vagina Pro, Pussy, what are they called again?
Viral Pro.
Vagina Pro. Got it. BCW.
Not vagina, viral. Come on now. Be respectful.
Anal? I got to be respectful for those pieces of crap. Whatever. I'll come there damn face about thinking of them. Anyway, Bravo Pro, call them what you want to call them. They do shows 6 months out of the year. Dr. Hancock, I love you. SOP, AWS, ITBall.com. More fight than you know where I am. Anyway, moving on. But seriously, guys, it's an exciting time to be in the wrestling business. Now, another rumor is, and we all saw the CSRA Wrestling fan page, IWE is talking about making a comeback return. So here we are, 2019 coming up here in just a couple of months. Dude, all these promotions, all fighting for that top position. Who is going to be the number one wrestling promotion here in CSRA? It is the return of the Wrestling Wars. I mean, how do you guys really feel about it? I mean, seriously, I'm pumped up about it. I'm ready to fight for UCW, personally. That's just me.
Well, the way I see it, small areas like this, they need local wrestling. A lot of the times they thrive off of it. My issue is all of the backstabbing and shit talking between promoters and bookers and shit like that. That is my issue.
I've had issues like that. I mean, I've heard, a guy in the name of Test Kitchens, I had shown, he was a podcast about 7 months ago, made some pretty bad comments toward UCW, saying that the UCW men are only concerned about booking matches in favor for their wrestlers and their buddies. Versus Power Pro, they're interested in putting on matches that can make a fans happy. They're interested in bringing in talent, bringing a match to put butts in the freaking seats. Where they draw 150 to their shows, UCW might draw, 10, 15 actually paying customers. He said there is no comparison of the two. That I kind of expect a slap in the face because UCW is an up-and-coming promotion. They're doing what they can, but they're having great matches. I can't sit there and say, yeah, you might have had a couple bad little matches, in the beginning if you get the groove on. But here in the last 6 months, I think UCW is a contender right now in the CSRA. You've got to come a long way, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is, you guys are confused with Livewire. We actually put in more seats and ticket sales than,
Well, no, that's what he said. I didn't see the Viral Pro show.
I don't really give a damn what Caleb Kitchens has to say. You see, my thing is, Viral wants to sit there and go online and talk about, we sold over 300 tickets, we only had standing room left, but yet they had to bring in a name like James Storm just to fucking sell out their venue. I mean, I'll give Hancock his due. Hancock does put on a pretty good show, okay? But yet, he had to bring in James Storm just to sell that many tickets. And what's he doing next month in December on the 8th? He is bringing not only one, but 2 names, being Suicide and the Monster Abyss. You can't really claim to be the best in the area when you have to bring in big names just to sell out your venue.
Well, I know me and Jay will argue all day long. This is just my opinion about it, about the big names. I see what they're trying to do. And I try to tell this to Don. I said, I'm willing to invest in getting a big name, for a show. For race only, okay? Say, for instance, if UCW were to book, let's just say, the Monster event to go one-on-one with Damian Sick, okay? Yeah, people are going to pay money to see that, though. But if you would tell Hunter Young and Billy Crash, you know, the idea is, okay, yeah, a big day's coming, it's Valentine, but they came to pay to see a Abyss, but they went home talking about Hunter Young and Christian Fury. I quit match. You know, they went home talking about, you know, I don't know, Night Stalker, not one kid who wrestled. I can't remember his name. They had a pretty good match in the last show. You know, they went home talking about them. You want to use a little special attraction to draw the crowd in, you know, but they were, like, perfect example, Great American Bash, 1996. People came to that show to see what's going to happen with Steve Monzo McMichael and Kevin Green against Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. But you know what? They went home and talked about Rey Mysterio and Dean Malenko. When Rey Mysterio made his debut in wrestling, he was the Iceman, Dean Malenko. They went home and talked about that match. That was the only match in that card that got a standing ovation. You know, I know, I was there. You know, that to me, that's the key word here about booking good event, you know. But yeah, like, come on, guys, WrestleMania 3, 1987, they worked there too. 93,000 people paid to watch Hogan and Andre, but they went on and talked about Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, that's what's called stealing the show. That's my viewpoint. If you bring in a special attraction, that's fine, but you want to take your talent, you want the fans, they came to see James Storm, but they went home talking about you. To me, that's my opinion.
No, I get that. But what match do you remember happening at Viral? You remember James Storm.
Unfortunately, I didn't go to that show. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't seen that Viral party, but I don't know.
I'm not talking about you. I meant like just in general, the fans' view.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
That building that night talking about James Storm. Just like at the upcoming show on December 8th, they're going to be talking about the main event, Tex defending the BPW Championship against Abyss and a Monsters Ball.
Then that's the talent's fault. That's the talent's fault. If they got ruined that, if they're raising the bar, if they can make the championship after it, though, in my opinion, though, then that's where it's the talent's fault. You know, you know, if you're going out there, it's okay, yeah, everybody's paying to see Abyss and Hex. You know what? I don't go out there. I want them talking about my matches. I got to really step my game up. You know, that's the talent's fault. If they go home talking about Abyss and Hex, then that's the talent's fault. That's just my opinion. My opinion. But anyway, Christian Fury, you kind of quiet over there, dude. Any response to that?
No, this is his show, man.
But you're also co-host and you can get some feedback. Just letting you know.
I understand that. He has nothing to say about Viral.
I mean, I get what Hancock's doing. I really do. And, you know, I can respect him for trying to do what he's doing.
Yes,
But at the same time, you can't have, it's kind of sad that you're sitting there and you're talking trash online, not him per se, but guys on his booking staff and whatnot who are involved with his show are going online and saying, oh, we had over 300 people and all we had left was standing room. They came for one reason, and they were still talking about that same one reason after the show.
Right.
Talking about the card as a whole. They were talking about James Storm.
That's true. I mean, I get what you're saying there. Now, in your opinion, though, what does UCW have to do to win this war? I know your side with UCW. And hey, I don't want to forget about Kick Ass's promotion. What's it called again? WCW? They got a show coming up in 2019, which I'm going to be there commentating that show. I'm highly looking forward to seeing it. Let's see what's going to happen there in Millen, Georgia. You know?
I will be on that show. I love T Cash to death. He's a good dude. I'll always have his back. As far as UCW winning this quote unquote fucking, you know, local fucking war or whatever, UCW's not worried about it. We're gonna do like we've been doing. We're gonna run a show every fucking month. Except for this month and next month being respectful, you know, for the holidays and whatnot, taking a little break. But we're gonna we're only this one month? That's right, we did have a show in November. Anyways, I'm half retarded. I get hit in the head a lot. But anyways, we're going to take off December. We're going to come back in January 2019. We're going to hit the fucking ground running. And we're going to do like we've been doing. We're going to run a steady show every single month. I mean, who runs shows every month?
UCW.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud to be part of the roster, and I'm proud to help out UCW. Much love and respect to all the other promotions, and I do apologize for my comments doing Valor Pro. I hate on them because they hate on us, and feel like we never did nothing for them in any kind of shape or form. But anyways, whether or not I'm gonna have the Hancock on my show or not, there were some people that told me he wants to be on my show and talking, and hey, maybe we get something worked out and get settled our differences on the podcast here. Let's move on here, dude. I want to talk more about
Bill, hang on. I'm going to touch a little bit more on that subject real quick.
All right, go ahead, boss.
It is not the BPW owner who is talking that shit. It's his little, I don't even know what he is for Viral anymore, but it's the little fucking no good lackey Caleb Kitchens who is going around trying to start all this shit. Hancock has not said anything about Viral. Or UCW, sorry. It's not on Hancock. It's on Caleb Kitchens. Caleb Kitchens, for whatever reason, is the one trying to stir up all that shit.
That might be true. I'm a military man, and I'm also form representation here. And me and Jay will have to testify to this. Whenever Chris Dickens would run his freaking mouth, me and Jay had to pay for his freaking sins. When Chris Dickens would run his freaking mouth, and then AWS had to pay for it, me and Jay were included in that freaking fold. Caleb Kitchens is a representative of BPW, and he's making disrespectful remarks for other promotions and other talent, and using it as a format to be a representative of BPW. Now, Joshua Hancock is the owner of BPW. So if your company is making public statements, it still reflects upon you. He hasn't done anything, and he hasn't done anything. If there's anything different, it has going on. Now, granted, he may not be paying attention or even acknowledging it, then that's his business. But bottom line is, he's, Ken Kitchens is his lackey. He's also representing BPW, and it's also owned by Hancock. It'll be represented by Hancock. That's just how I see it.
I know that.
That's just how I see it. But, Caleb Kitchens, he was on our show 6 months ago, and he had a lot of derogatory statements towards you. Before I get back to the comments, which the whole world is waiting to hear from it, you guys had a match in AWS a couple of times.
Yeah.
And AWS biggest show at the time, which we went through some rebuilding things, but we still pulled off dedication that year. You guys were in the main event for the AWS Championship. I do believe you went over that match. What was your feelings working with Caleb Kitchens back then?
I had no personal beef with Caleb Kitchens. I mean, I heard the podcast where he was on it with you. I heard everything you had to say. We'll talk. Yeah,
I heard Jay lost a lot of furniture that day.
We're not gonna get into that too much. I'm not exactly sure what his personal beef is with me. I know back then we went out there, we had a good match and everything. I did end up winning that match. But as far as right now with his personal beef, I'm not exactly sure what his deal is. But the only thing I'm going to say on the whole Caleb Kitchens thing is that if Caleb Kitchens has whatever kind of beef with me, then I feel Caleb Kitchens should grow a set and, come talk to me face to face. I'm not hard to find. I'll come to him if it need be. That's pretty much all I got to say right now at this point in time about that subject.
Therefore, man, I'm going to move on. Like I said, I did have plenty to get more and more in depth to it, but you know what, though? Some bullshit just ain't what bring it up, man. I'm moving forward, Let's talk about this, man. TWF. When you first got started here, what was some of your most craziest, because you developed a reputation pretty early about being hardcore. Extreme, if you would, how you want to reference it. What was the match you take at TWF where really started to develop that reputation?
Honestly, my reputation didn't really build on my hardcore side until after TWF.
Really?
I mean, I had a couple hardcore matches in TWS, but I mean, you know, me being known for my hardcore side didn't really come out till later.
Because when I first heard the name, honestly, it was Relic before I heard the name Damian Sick, obviously. When I first heard you used to be known as Relic and everything. I personally had devastated matches. It was actually my idea initially. I wanted to put you and James Houston, because James Houston was earning a reputation in the early days of FCW and the glory days of AWF. He was our extreme champion. No one was more tougher nor hit harder than James Houston. I'm seeing you start having a lot of good matches in the AWF. When I first saw you, I knew they wanted Jerry Chris, man. We got freaking booked. Houston and Relic together. These guys are going to kill each other. In my opinion, it's the closest thing you're going to find to a Cactus Taboo match, just in my opinion.
Well, my first match at AWF was actually against James Houston and Street Soldiers in a hardcore match. That was my first match at AWF.
Sweet. Did you win? You guys had a lot of matches, though. Y'all had a series of matches, though. I mean, would you go on record and say James Houston's the hardest thing he's ever faced?
James Houston is one tough son of a bitch. I will not lie. Me and him have beat the living shit out of each other on numerous occasions. I will openly admit he is one of the toughest sons of bitches I've ever had the pleasure of standing in the ring with. And I actually come up a little bit short in that match.
Well, let me ask you this question, man. Are you familiar with Tales of the Crypt?
Yeah, a little bit.
God, I want to say it's in the 6th season. Maybe it's the 4th season. I'll send it to you. But there's an episode on there. It's actually about two gamblers, okay? One's kind of like a big, kind of sophisticated high roller, and one's kind of like a little southern redneck kind of high roller, but they talk so much smack to each other. And then finally they're playing, they try to call each other out in the game of Russian roulette, but the end is that they start playing shop poker. You know, at the end of the scene, you see that they're in the hospital. Both of them got no friggin' arms, no friggin' legs left, but the face is still there, and they're still talking smack. They're trying to find a weapon to hit each other with. I've always envisioned that's going to be your James Houston's future one day. Y'all be the damn merchant hole, 80 years old. You lost all your body parts, all the hardcore match y'all done, and y'all still talking trash to the other, you know. God, it's a funny episode, man. But whenever it's episode, I think of you and James Houston all the freaking time, dude.
Man, the thing with me and James, we've actually become good friends over the years, but when push comes to shove, if me and him are booked against each other, even though we did, later on in AW, form a tag team, I put on an RWO shirt, we called ourselves the Golf Necks. The Golf Necks are not dead. You see, we're still out here. Very active member of Dead Wrestling. But just because James has been put, kind of on that back burner, doesn't mean that burner still ain't hot.
Right.
And one day, me and James will be in the square circle again against each other. And needless to say, when that day comes, we're going to throw everything, including the things at each other, to beat each other's ass. And then when we're done, we're going to go have a beer like we always do.
And that's how it should be, man. That's how it should be, But Christian Fear, let me ask you a question. What was your favorite James Houston and Damian Sick match?
James Houston, Damian Sick match?
Well, that's the one we're talking about, yeah.
Well, I'm going to give him a minute to think about that, because, there's so
I thought he was going to say, well, the one y'all were just talking about.
How many Giovanni's response? Well, I ain't going to lie, I was thinking about
Oh, Lord. Let's go to the privilege. They say Christian talk shit, Christian Fraser don't remember shit.
My personal favorite match with James is, I'm going to kick it back to a couple of years ago and go back to the topic we were touching on. It was about 3 years ago, Livewire had a tribute show to DJ Bam, a.k.a. Mike Margera, after he was rather unfortunately and suddenly taken away from us. Jason and myself, we had a hardcore match. We were tag partners at Livewire at the time, and Captain Mikey Galino, who was their general manager at that time, said, since we went out there and, did what we do, we beat up some random kid because we were pissed off we didn't have a match and everything, and Mikey was like, all right, well, at the tribute show, y'all are going to face each other in a hardcore match. Not only did me and James face each other, we beat the living shit out of each other, which I actually won that match to become the Livewire hardcore champion. And still to this day, I am still the Livewire hardcore champion. That was my favorite match with James, because it wasn't about the title for me and him. We didn't care about the title. It was me and him going out there and paying respect and homage to our brother, Mike Margera.
Yeah, much love for Bam. I know I saw some pretty good matches in the day. Chris Dickens has had some pretty good matches in a way with some dog collar matches. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you and Bam have a dog collar match once?
Me and who?
You and Bam.
No, that was me and Bam.
I knew Fury and Bam. But you had a match with Chris Dickens at dog collar, didn't you?
I did have a match with Dickens in the dog collar, which I beat his ass.
Yes, you did, and that made the match. That was starting to become a.
Hey, you know what? I think that was my favorite match.
Okay. Well, I asked you your favorite match between Houston. Oh, okay, whatever. My favorite match between Houston and Relic, I saw it there at AWF. And you guys, man, y'all were hitting each other left and right in a big, brutal fight. By the end of it, though, I think that's when I saw the bird on the Goth next day. It seemed like after it was done, a mutual respect was formed. And we were freaking to you a shirt, and you put that shirt on, I put the goosebumps, man.
I know what match that is. That match ended in a double knockout. Me and James literally knocked each other out. He called me a tough son of a bitch and handed me an RWO shirt.
That was priceless. And then we saw the feud was supposed to have been the biggest feud, could have been the biggest feud, which ended up management, not me, kind of got the ball, and I was supposed to have the Goth next and Dead Reckoning in a big epic fight, but wasn't able to really capitalize on the ball on that, though. I really want to see that kind of bout. See Dead Reckoning in the Goth next. Personally, I think the Goth next would kick the shit out of Dead Reckoning. Just perspective opinion.
I wanted to see that match. That's one reason why me and James did, kind of form the Goth next at that time. We had thrown the idea out to each other before, while drinking some beers and whatnot. That's the direction we were trying to head into, but as you said, management they didn't do it.
No, they didn't. It's kind of disappointing.
Management, but every time it tried to happen, one or both couldn't make it. Because James Houston had the birth of his son.
Yep.
And you had, one of the times you had work. And, so, it wasn't just management's fault. It was also just timing. Everything kind of falling into place where it didn't need to be in place.
Well, we'll tend to agree and disagree. I want to move on from this particular subject, though. Dog collar matches, dude. You did have a pretty good matchup with Christopher Dickens here, and then Christian Fury did have a good matchup with Bam, that dog collar match. This was my idea when Christian Fury finally regained the heavyweight championship. I believe it was tying Holly Race's record of becoming a 7-time AWF champion, probably disputed by a few other people, I'm sure. But I wanted to see this particular matchup, the one-on-one Christian Fury 1-on-1 with, I guess you were still Relic at the time, for the AWF Heavyweight Championship and dog collar rule. Because at the time, both y'all considered undefeated dog collar matches. Yeah,
we did do that. Fury did get the upper hand in that match. We shook hands, whatnot, at the end of the match. I had nothing but respect for Fury and everything. We've actually had a couple more dog collar matches since then.
Yes, you have. That was the first, I just remember.
Was it 2 or 3?
It was 2.
It was 2?
2 others.
It was 2 other matches since then. We did it both at the tribute shows put on by myself in memory of Bam and everything. And I couldn't think of anybody I'd rather share the ring with than Christian Fury for that particular event. Every day, we beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, no, that's a good match, without a shadow of a doubt, you know. But you ever associated with one promotion? I don't know if he's still a friend of yours or not. I'm going to tell you right now. I've got nothing nice to say about the guy, so I'm going to leave it like that. Dale Sherrill was running a promotion called AWA. Let me rephrase that. Attempted to run a promotion. He's the one promoter I would call the no-show promoter. He booked his venue, did not show up. And people calling say, hey, where the fuck is he at? He owes us freaking money. Why don't you show up to a place? And their doors are locked. Dale Sherrill booked him, and he never showed up. And then we never heard from him again. That's just my take on it, though. But what was your take of working with Dale Sherrill?
Well,
Agent Josiah.
The thing with, Agent Josiah, Dale Sherrill, whatever the fuck he wants to call himself, just like some other people in this industry, I'm not going to name anybody or, like that, but he had many faces,
Yeah, he did.
None of them were good. Dale Sherrill is a piece of shit. He lied to a bunch of people. He took money from people. With the promises of doing things with the AWA and everything, he actually screwed a lot of people out of money, myself included, some other guys like Jeremy Cruz and Billy Johnson, T-Cat. He rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I don't really want to dwell on this topic just because he's simply not worth it.
No, it's not worth it, but you know what? I want to ask you this question. It's this thing that pops in my mind. It still hurts me to this day. And he's my next guest in the show, and I'm going to ask him again about it. It still bothers me. And I think it bothers Christian Fury, too. Justin Chambers won a record one time and said, okay, let me rephrase that. This was before he won the UCW championship. I want to make that clear. But he won a record one time and said him winning the AWA championship, Dale Sherrill was the greatest achievement in his wrestling career. I'm kind of curious, man. What was your response to that?
Wait, what was the question?
What was your response to Justin Chambers stating that winning the AWA championship was his greatest accomplishment in his wrestling career? Now, this is before UCW started when he made that statement.
I don't really have too much to comment on that. I mean, I don't really see any championship held by any member of the wrestling community as a accomplishment when it comes to the AWA titles. Simply because of the fact that fucking Dale Sherrill was a fucking multi-face piece of shit. And AWA never really went anywhere. I mean, they had a fucking shorter run than I can think of any promotion in this area. I mean...
Oh, yeah, he had a short runner, right?
I mean, Chambers, he's entitled to his own opinion just like anybody else. Me, personally, I was the hardcore champion in AWA. It is what it was, and that's where it ends.
Well, let me ask this question. Did you help make those belts?
I did not help make those belts.
But you purchased them, right?
Do what?
You purchased them, didn't you? That's what the rumor is.
I personally purchased the AWA belt, the hardcore title, because I was the hardcore champion. I gave money to Dale Sherrill in order to help further the AWA because I believed in the AWA at that time. And so I took it upon myself to contact T-Cash and his family who had made the other AWA belts. And so I personally purchased the AWA hardcore title. Now, since we're on the topic of the AWA belts, I will go ahead and throw it out there that the belts were in my possession. I collected all of the AWA belts because I did not want them to go anywhere or, just be a lost fucking memory because I put a lot of money into the AWA personally. Now, guys like Billy Johnson sits there and claims he put money into the AWA that himself and Jamie Cruz were given the AWA and the rights and whatnot to.
Oh my God! Really?
Let me continue.
Go ahead.
He was supposedly, quote unquote, given all of the rights to the AWA and its property, but he wants to sit there and claim that he tried to contact me about the belts. Well, when he did contact me, I was in a pretty bad place. I wasn't sure where the belts were. And apparently he takes it personally that I let UCW get one of the AWA belts after I found them. And when I see it, the belts were in my possession for many, many years, at least 4 or 5 years. And Billy Johnson wants to sit there and claim that those belts are his because the company and everything was supposedly given to him. My thing is, the other AWA titles were never paid for. And so therefore, the only person who has legit claim to any of those belts, with the exception of the hardcore title, which I have a receipt for, is T Cash. Because his family put the time and effort into making those belts and never received a single dime for their work or the agreed prices that they were, quote unquote, sold for but never actually paid for. And so the only person who has any rights to come and claim those belts and say, hey, I want my property back is T Cash.
Well, my response is this. Hey, Christian Theory.
Yeah.
Me and you both been in law enforcement for well over 15 years. Is that correct?
That's right.
No, correct me if I'm wrong here. You witness this. Ain't possession 9/10 of the law?
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Let's go for yours, bro.
Again, like I said though, if anyone has legit claim to those belts, it is T Cash and or his brother, Venom. And I have told Billy Johnson this. The last thing I told him was he wanted to know how much the belts were originally agreed upon. I'm not sure on that. I know how much I paid for my belts. And I told Billy Johnson that, and he left it at that. But yet he wants to tell other people that I basically screwed him and so on and so forth. The way I see it is really was, stand-up guy and a man about the situation and wanted to legitimately talk to me about it, we could probably work something out between myself, himself, and T Cash. But that's not the case because that's not how Billy Johnson chooses to operate his business.
No,
he doesn't.
Billy Johnson chooses to operate his business by trying to spread lies and rumors and hide behind his keyboard.
I never did understand that though, my guys. I mean, somebody else, man, Chris Figgins including. And Chris and Billy both been guilty toward each other toward this, though. I've been there present and witnessed these guys go at it behind the damn keyboard. And I'm like, we all stop being bitches and just be face to face and show like what a man would do. Let's talk so much freaking jump behind the keyboard and he face to face. He's a weird little smile, weird little handshake. Oh yeah, no man, be cool. Yeah. The moment you get back in the freaking bedroom, get undressed, get behind the keyboard, and the trash talking begins on the keyboard. Wait, I don't get that though. I just don't. You can't say my freaking face. Why is it behind the keyboard? Because you feel protected behind a computer screen? I mean, come on, dude.
That's the thing. He's not the only one who'll do it. But
a lot of people will do it.
No, hang on. I'm talking about Billy Johnson. He's not the only one who hides behind his keyboard and wants to talk trash either on social media or behind somebody's back to other people or something like that. Me, I'm a stand-up guy. I won't say nothing on social media that I won't say to your face. And I've tried to tell them, hey, you got a problem with me, let's meet up somewhere, we can talk it out, or whatever. But nobody, in any situation I've ever given that ultimatum to, wants to do it. They want to sit behind their keyboard and try to handle it that way. That is what I personally call a Facebook hero.
Right.
won't say nothing on my personal Facebook, on Damian Sick's page, fan page, or whatever, that I won't say to you to your face. That's how I was raised. Obviously, these other, I'm not going to call them guys or men because that's not what they're acting like, in my opinion. I'll put it, these other people, they obviously weren't raised that way. So I'm just going to leave that at that. But,
you still there, boss?
Yeah.
I'm still listening. I lost you for a minute. Go ahead.
There is actually another topic, a couple of topics actually I do want to touch on real quick. One being last year's Veteran Rumble.
Oh, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get to the Veteran Rumble. Trust you me. I'm waiting. I was building up to that.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay. We'll get into it then. Christian Fury, don't have your eyes and ears. You're afraid I just need your ears in your mouth. I don't need your eyes. Fuck your eyes. I need your ears in your mouth.
Well, you see, my thing is, Justin Hollywood won.
Oh, hold on. I got a question I want to ask you about that. I'm going to take, let me get into it with you here, okay? To me, this is how this got started. And you just tell me if I'm wrong or not, that's fine. But to me, this is how this got started, okay? My first started, paying a little bit of attention to UCW. My business partner, Aaron Luke, the owner, partner with Deathlock Productions, when first started producing the shows, he's sitting there telling me how much heat Joshua Hollywood Hancock is getting. The fans are really hating him. He's really getting his character. Now, according to Aaron Luke and some of the fans out there, all we're saying that
Bill, you said Joshua. It's Justin Hancock.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm calling Hollywood Hancock. Fuck it. Hollywood Hancock. Damn, Justin, excuse me, Justin. Fucking God. Anyways, Aaron Luke was telling me that Justin Hollywood Hancock was getting more heat than Dead Reckoning. And I said, really? Dude, you got to see it for yourself. I think one of the second shows I was at, I actually got to see him in action as far as the character. Didn't have a whole lot of trust with his wrestling ability. He's still learning. It is what it is. But his charisma and the way he's selling his character, that caught my eye. And I was watching the fan reaction. He was getting booed like crazy. He was getting legitimate heat. He won't try to reminds me of the honky tonk man if you think about those. But everybody that does it, he's kicking his butt. But he's saying that raw freaking nerve. You want to see somebody kick his butt. So I give him the phone one day and said, hey, dude, remember this, that Hollywood Hancock here is getting more freaking hit than Dead Reckoning. And his response was, whether you admit it or denied it, told me straight up, we'll see about that.
Yeah, I did see about that.
And then I found out about the Veterans Rumble. This kid takes one hell of a beating in the Rumble, but shocked the world, he actually won the Rumble. Now I've heard of people, I know Josh, and you talked about this before, but then the rumor is when Hancock won the Rumble, like I said, he took one hell of a beating. When he won the Rumble, he gets to the back. I was told by Christian Fury that, oh yeah, he was well respected and high five and yada yada yada. I heard other people say, bullshit, what's that shit with Christian Fury spoken? There's people back there pissed the fuck off that freaking Hollywood won that freaking damn thing. Said the man didn't freaking deserve to be in this freaking damn thing. What the hell? That's your way of telling us booking a match to all everybody, hey, well, Hancock, you freaking win. And then F everybody else to bust their freaking ass and matching their crap, And I'm listening to this. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't think a whole lot about it. I was like, well, whatever, And then come the next show, he's booked for the Octane Championship against you. Now, I'm commentating that night. I see Dead Reckoning, your partners, Mike Stalker, Christian Fury, at ringside watching. I'm in there commentating with Blake, I believe it was. And I had to get this out, man. I was like, Hancock was freaking hurt. And almost the entire time of the match, you're just beating the living snot out of him. It was one of the worst brutal beatdowns I've seen, for a guy, still learning the business. And I'm sitting there trying to tell myself, I'm like, and all of a sudden he gets that wonderful little moon, gets a quick roll up, then you beat the car out of him after the freaking match, and then you still wish for a good manager. And I'm like, well, that's part of the show, and I'm just still reacting for what I'm seeing, but hey, it got some really good, It makes you reaction when you took Elena. You know, when you took up your shoulders and you walked to the back with her. You know, and Hancock, he came on a podcast that he had no idea that was going to happen. He didn't know why you took it upon yourself and do it. And I asked Hancock, I said, well, what happened in the match? I mean, how come you didn't fight back? And he said, one, I was scared. Two, he hurt me right at the get-go of the match. And then I couldn't even say it. He just kept wailing on me. And to the point where he felt like he was purposely trying to hurt me. Go back to the archives, listen to that podcast I had with Hollywood Hancock, Justin Hancock. And that's what he told me to quit thinking. I'm doing my research. I had a few other shows after that, and you know, this is their Brandon Parker episode, and God, there's one other person, I can't remember his name. And I talked to one other person. Two different guys all made the same comments about that same Justin and other promotions. First of all, they'll tell you, one says, hey, I went off the record. I'm going to tell you for that, though. He said, hey, I went off the record. You know, if you said, I didn't want to comment on it because the kid's mentally retarded. I said, okay. And he told me after the show, and he said, first of all, that guy had no business being in the freaking ring. What kind of fuck a promoter would put Justin in the same ring with Josh? Because we all know how Josh is. When Josh is in the ring, Josh is going to freaking bring it. Justin's got a mental disorder. All the people understand that he won't get booked at another big promotion. His own father won't book him another promotion because he's got a mental disorder. He's got these screws loose in his head. He's got asthma. I mean, is the promoter that used to W got the same way he said he killed in the ring for one fast freaking blow? And if you are, why put him in the ring with someone like Damian Sick, who was just a freaking piece of pizza shit out of him? Then the rumors get started about veterans holding on to their top spots and don't want to see newcomers take their freaking positions. If the newcomer tries something, the veteran's going to beat his ass right back down. You know, then you see them, you see them both sides of the fence and the faces not paying respect to the veterans, and they're going to beat their ass back down. Then we got, like, you know, a separate situation and conflict here. You know, and I've always said, hey, when I get Damian Sick on the show, these are questions I'm going to ask him, man. What the fuck really happened? Did you really beat the living shit out of him? Did you hurt Hancock right at the end of the match? Or did you have a personal beef with him? Or did you hate the fact that you had to cut your Oxygen championship to this kid? He's my for life. It looked like, to me, my viewpoint, dude, it looked like Justin didn't belong to being in a ring with you and how you treated him in that match. I mean, that kid got his ass kicked from bell to bell. I mean, and I'm looking at Jay and Dr. Ash, and Dr. is shaking his freaking head. And I go to ask him, and I said, why don't bury Justin out there like that? He said, man, that wasn't my call. He just freaking happened. We just freaking rolled with it. You know? And that's what Jay about it. Jay says, don't worry. You said that. Go ahead, Phil. Show your pay grade or some shit like that. You know? And then I found out, I mean, I'm doing my research. I'm sitting there like, well, I'm just a commentary guy. I got a freaking stroke here. I'm going off of what I freaking see. And then the next show, Hollywood never really wanted to wrestle again. Come on, freaking knee injury, for the Oxygen championship, and then you get the belt right back. I'm just like, okay, there's got to be two sides to the story here, man. So before we go, dude, tell me in your words what happened in your eyes.
I'll touch on the entire subject. All right.
Sure.
ECW management, how they do the winner of the Veterans Rumble, they do put everybody's name in a hat and they draw a name. That's the most fair way, I think, that gives everybody a chance on the roster to win the title match. Now, touching on the subject, his manager was Scarlet Slash was her name at the time, or some shit like that. Alana. He decided to interject himself on his behalf in the match. Was it scripted for me to eliminate myself and kidnap her or take her, whatever? No. It was just something that happened on the fly. It is what it is. It happened. As far as the following show where I defended my Oxygen title against Justin Hollywood, I went out there and I did what I do. Okay? Everybody who's been in the ring with me knows I'm a stiff guy.
Right.
It's one of those things. I've been in the ring with you, Fury, Houston, Chambers, Stalker, whoever. I'm the same asshole. Once I step in between those ropes and that bell rings, I'm the same asshole with anybody. I don't care who it is. Did I take liberties on Justin Hollywood that night? No. Justin Hollywood went out there and basically died the entire match. Every time the kid took a shot at me, it was me saying, hey, dude, fight back. Do something. Don't fucking stay here and die. That was him. That was not on me. I didn't take liberties on him just because he was young and upcoming. I thought he was getting more heat than me. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a shit about titles. Promotion wants to put a title on me? Cool, whatever. I don't give a shit. They want me to drop it to some young upcomer like Hollywood? Whatever. I don't give a shit. Titles mean nothing to me. I go out there and I put on the best show that I can with what I'm dealt every single night I'm in the ring. Now, as far as Justin Hollywood dying, after the Rumble, I was in the locker room when he came back there. He did get congratulated and said, good job. Nobody was back there saying, oh, why the fuck did he win? That shouldn't have happened, blah, blah, blah. No. Everybody congratulated him on a good match. Now, the following month, I defended my title. He ended up beating me, is what it is. If he thought I took liberties on him, again, not my fault. That's just the style I work. I'm a good fucking guy. As far as the whole Alana situation and me kidnapping her, no, it wasn't scripted that way, but it happened. We ran with it, so on and so forth.
He did go on the record and say he was very upset about that because, and yeah, he did say he felt like you clocked the shit out right at the beginning of the match. But my question is you.
I probably did. But at the same time, he knew that shot was coming.
Well, it's his fault not to protect himself.
Yeah,
what about the other accusations with other wrestlers or say from other promotions? None of them are affiliated with UCW in any kind of way. This I don't think they are. Well, two of them know for sure, not one of them 100% sure. But anyways, and I did confront. I haven't spoken to Nice Talk about the situation. I did confront Christian Fury about the guy's medical record. Y'all know anything about his medical issues? The only thing Fury would tell me was, we're going to look into it. Everyone said that the guy's got some medical issues. That's the reason why he will not get booked these other promotions he's been to. I think that one is down near South Georgia or North Georgia. I can't remember the damn name of it, but anyways, they stated
with his medical conditions, all I know is hearsay. His own dad told us, yes, he does have a slight asthma problem, but he plays it more into it than it really is. His dad won't book him because of the fact that he is, I'm not going to say scared.
There's some things he won't do.
There's just things he won't do, and so therefore he can clear his own career because he holds himself back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is, I mean, I know this is the same ballet. People get hurt in the ring. There are some moves. I do think there are some injuries that, in my opinion, could have been prevented if the guy was trying to take care of his opponent instead of taking liberties on him. And trust me, no one knows more than I do what that feels like. But I'm not upset certain that's the case with you. Just like I said, you work hard to get in the ring. Justin should have realized, if not realized, I'm in the ring with Damian Sick. I better bring my A game up here if he's damn sure bringing his. At the same time, if the kid's scared to take a soup break, I would personally want to get in the ring with him. Because if you can't take the freaking movie, if you're scared to take this, if you're scared to take that, you're going to get hurt because you're not being protecting yourself.
Exactly.
So I feel like, coming from a veteran, you can't get booked until you get more training, but yet you're going to book this kid who was too damn scared to get in a suplex. Makes no sense to me none whatsoever. You get pissed off at one guy for doing something, for taking, going off script and doing something, but it's okay for the other guy. Just roll with it. Some things I do see that you said management does, I don't 100% agree with, but this situation, you take care of your business, man. When the bell rings, it's go time.
My thing is, like,
Justin should have been booked in that match, in my opinion.
My thing is, every time I go out in that ring, I'm the same person no matter who's in the ring with me.
Exactly.
I do. there's only so much I can do to protect my opponent when he won't protect himself.
There you go. There you go.
I will say straight up, I did not take liberties on that kid. I had no personal vendetta because I had to drop the Octane title that night. Like I said, I don't give a shit about titles. That's not why I'm in this industry. If that was the case, then every free Saturday I have, instead of spending time with my family and other personal things that I have going on, I would be out, you know, networking and getting more bookings and shit like that. Getting older, my body's been abused a lot with all the hardcore shit I've done. Wrestling is not at my top priority anymore at this point in time and moment. Do I still love this industry and this business? Yes, it is my passion still. But as far as, like I said, taking liberties on Justin Hollywood, no. I know I've heard other people say that and, you know, said that, you know, I should have been suspended from UCW after that night and everything. You know, UCW management, they know what kind of wrestler I am. There's other promotions that won't book me because of how I am.
Well, that's the next question I was going to ask you, man, because, you know, like I said, you have a reputation of being brutal in the ring. I had Cliff Wiggins on the show, and I had one way to ask him. I said, I see a great talent like Damian Sick. In my opinion, if you're really working the ring, especially if it's a good opportunity, so I asked him, how come a guy like Damian Sick or James Houston or even Tucker Turner, for that matter, wouldn't get booked? And in response towards you in that regard, you are so unpredictable. You were brutal. You couldn't guarantee safety for the wrestler you were facing or safety for the fans in the front row and how brutal and unpredictable you can do. I mean, unpredictable as you can be, and he didn't want to take that chance. You know, and that's why he was getting looked at Flatline Pro. What's your response to Wiggins in that regard of Flatline Pro?
Well, I'm not really going to speak too much on that. I think there's actually more to it along the lines of, like, personal matter as to why I was not booked at Flatline. I mean, it is what it is. Flatline, in their time, was the biggest promotion in this area. Did I want to work for Flatline? Yeah, I did. Wiggins, he never really gave me a reason as to why I was not booked. Yeah, I am unpredictable. I get that, you know, and I do something kind of off the wall. But at the same time, in my defense, a lot of fans like seeing that kind of shit.
Well, of course, there's a hardcore following, no doubt about that, man. And I'm just including the fact that UCW, you claim to be a freaking hero. People still curious about what you freaking do. I mean, damn, you practically dust on someone's grandmother hair with a kiddo stick, you get standing ovation.
Yeah,
You'll be that one guy to see a lollipop for a little girl in a pink dress, expect to hit with a kiddo stick, and they got a whole city to go channel over Augusta would applaud you. It's almost like you can't get heat. You know, you're almost like the, God, I'm sorry for saying this, man. You're like the freaking Ric Flair hosting. You reach that test, no matter what you freaking do, you're getting cheered, man. How does that really make you feel, honestly?
Honestly, man, I go out there and I do my job every night. Whether the crowd loves me or whether the crowd hates me, it's a 50-50 thing. You know, either they're going to love me or they're going to hate me. Granted, I go out there and I do what I do because that's what I do. As far as the crowd, yeah, sometimes the crowd absolutely loves me no matter what I do. I mean, I could fucking, there's some crowds I could go out and I could literally take a baby out of the crowd and punch the baby and I could get cheered, you know?
Yeah.
I can't help that.
No, you can't, man, but, you know, to me, it's a show of respect. They respect what you do. They respect your style of wrestling. You know, I mean, they respect your work, if I can say that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're not a bullshitter kind of guy. I mean, when they pay ticket to see Damian Sick wrestle, you can get the fans their money first. That is a proven fact, man. I can honestly say I can't think of not one match I actually saw where people weren't going home talking about Damian Sick. I mean, regardless of what happened behind the scenes, people went home that night saying, man, Damian Sick picked the shit out of freaking with Hancock. I mean, damn. You know, to me, that's what you want. To me, if I'm a promoter, despite the drama I got to do it backstage, I want the fans going on talking about what they saw. I want the fans going on and say, man, is this going to say 100 Young and Billy Brass match? You know, that's what me as a promoter, that's what I would want. You know, if I had Damian Sick forget help swerve the RWO, pulling out the World Championship, then forming the Dark Alliance, people went home that night talking about that. Me, Dark Alliance stole the show that night, in my opinion, because nobody see it coming, and that's what you want. You know, when people say, look, when people say they didn't see Damian, if they're here for full privilege to see Damian Sick, Russell, Tree Money, they're going to go home pissed off. All you found to do was a headlock, takedown, close my bike, and it's like, no, they expect you to get no stick. They expect you to get hardcore. They expect you to just get king and beat the crap out of somebody. They expect you to probably take Tree Money's ballet neck and that Doug Turner, you know. The fans are going to expect to see doing this sick. And if you're not, in my opinion, if you're not giving the fans what they're for the world, we'll be out of business quicker than you think.
I mean, that's the thing with me. I go out there and I give it. I do the same. I am unpredictable. I can't say I do the same thing every night.
Well, of course you do. You beat shit out of people every night.
That's all Jim Duggan. I go to the ring. I got one mission in mind: beat people up.
I mean, dude, seriously, you really don't compare Hacksaw Jim Duggan to Damian Sick.
The frame.
Wow.
The frame.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna see Damian Sick with a beard and a 2x4 the next show. Wow. You can't at least sit the damn Sandman from ECW and crap like that, you know. I don't see Damian Sick going, oh. Unless he's looking at somebody. I hear myself, though. I'm being good tonight.
Well, the thing with Damian Sick, he's never good. He does his own thing because that's what I do. Like I said, it doesn't matter who I'm in the ring with. I'm going to be the same Damian Sick as I am with anybody. But again, this goes back to the topic of Justin Hollywood and what happened in that match. Again, I did not take liberty on that kid. I don't care what anybody says. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
In this business, everybody's got one. That's true. Well, I mean, I'm going to say this, man, my personal opinion. I don't 100% truly want to believe that you're pretty took liberty, taking advantage of a kid and everything. In my opinion, he was a little mentally challenged. I don't really know. I don't know the kid all that well personally. Just when I hear from people, my own observation of him, you know. But bottom line is, you know, he's over 18, right? I mean, he is, you know, although the adult male mind doesn't really get footed up to 25, but he's still old to make his decision. He's getting in the ring with you. He should know what to expect, you know. I mean, call how you want to call it. No, I don't want to believe that you freaking seriously took deliveries on him. If you're taking deliveries on him, he probably went back to the hospital that night immediately after the match. You know, he still got up. He still out in the back. He still got undressed. He still got his gear on. And he went home that night. I mean, am I right?
Well, we'll touch a little bit on the behind the scenes of this thing real quick. After that match, if I had actually taken liberties on that kid, he wouldn't have looked out of the ring that night.
No, he wouldn't have.
He would have been carried out of the ring if I had actually took liberties on him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He still got to the back, got dressed, still went home, and got up the next day. So, I mean, okay, go ahead.
Bill, you're getting ahead of me.
Okay.
Not only did he go to the back and get changed out after the match that night, I shook his hand that night and said, good job. You took a hell of a beating, but you stood up back into the locker room, and you had a good match, I thought. Granted, it wasn't the match. The match could have been more. I get that. But at the end of the night, I still shook that kid's hand, told him good job, and he went about his business. If I had taken liberties on him like everybody's saying I did, he wouldn't have walked out of the ring. He wouldn't have walked up the steps. He would have been taken to a hospital.
No arguments there, man. No arguments there. You know, like I said, it's just commentating night, and you look at it, though, I mean, it was just, you kick that butt kick, and, you know, but obviously, like I said, what would you expect from his size of Justin Hollywood Hancock versus Damian Sick. And I'll be honest with you, man. I wasn't really mad at you 100% per se. I was a little more mad at the match in my opinion. I just didn't agree with the booking. Just if the kid now, if the players he got street flex, why am I gonna book him with brutal guy in my roster? That's just me. The kid's gonna get hurt. There was evidence of that, but at the same time, he agreed to do it. It's up to him. You either gonna, what do you call it, Jay? You're either gonna sink or swim in this business.
Right.
And he sunk. So he didn't really work too much after that. He tried to tag up, but then he kept in. He just, I don't know. He couldn't get his gear together. He took his bag and went home. Maybe he didn't think did him a favor. I don't know. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't live his own. I'm not saying you went out there and I'm going to beat this crap out of this freaking kid, but the kid obviously couldn't hang with you, man. I'm on the podcast.
Well, bad news is with Justin Hollywood, you could say I did this for free. There are guys out there that are worse than I am when it comes to situations like this. I personally know guys in this business who, if he went out there and died on them like he did me, it would have been a lot worse. So, again, like I said, I don't think that I put liberties on him. But again, everybody's entitled to their own.
No, I don't think he cut liberties on him. But it was obviously he couldn't hang with you. I guess the only question I really have regarding that match, if you know that she wasn't fighting back, obviously, why not just take it home? And so Don, she couldn't fight back and everything. It is what it is. I've seen matches like that happen where the guy winner expected to win, gets freaking hurt, can't really do much, and the other guy ends up winning. I've seen it happen on several occasions. My curiosity is, what was your thought process when you realized that this kid ain't doing nothing back to me? Let's just go ahead and take it home, and we'll figure out the politics of this match, and the facts. But obviously, this kid ain't fighting back.
Well, again, that goes back to not only protecting your opponent, but protecting yourself. If Justin Hollywood had sit there and said, hey, man, we got me that first shot, we need to go on and take it home. We could have went there. We could have went down that route.
Right.
This is you do have to protect your opponent, but at the same time, you got to do a good part in protecting yourself.
I agree. Well, let's move on from this, man. Let's get on to some more positive things here, dude. Now, you said it over and over and over earlier tonight that you're not all about titles, So my question to you was this, man. You never had a dream to be champion? Did you grow up loving the business? Did you grow up loving professional wrestling? Did you idolize? Who did you idolize growing up? What made you want to be, wrestling? You ever want to be the Intercontinental, WWF, WCWS, World Title, whatever you want to call it, What really makes you do this business? They all say it's a sickness. We're all drawn to it by something. What draws you, man, to the professional wrestling?
Well, what drew me to it, I did grow up watching wrestling. I wasn't as big into it as some people. What really got me is when I went to my first indie show. I went to my first indie show when I was probably about 14 or 15, something like that.
14, 15, good to go. Do you remember who you wrestled? Do you remember who you saw wrestling?
Oh, man. Well, Mike Margera was there that night. Skater Boy Chris King. Let's see here. Trailer Park Superstar was there. I was like, Larry, he was known as Busy. The guys that, they had their families there. They were, they weren't exactly like me, but, I could relate to them. And he's like, well, fuck, man, this is really cool. I wouldn't mind getting into this one day.
Yeah.
At that time, I was too young to train. Like I said, I was like 14 or 15. So, like most fuckers, I went out with my friends, got in the fucking yard, and we started beating the shit out of each other in the yard.
Now, what's your response when any wrestlers hear stories like this? Backyard wrestling is really frowned upon. Any wrestlers have gone on record, they flat out hate backyarders. They never get a backyarder in the ring. They weren't going to take liberties. You know, I know Christian Fury knows that firsthand for a while. So I'm kind of curious, dude, when you get into the indie scene, did you like tell everybody, hey, I've been in the backyard, I thought about doing this shit. Did any indie wrestler ever touch a subject on you about being a backyarder? Or, like some people did, they took that to themselves because they would be known as a backyarder and fear they were going to get hurt.
Well, the thing with that is, you know, some of the guys that have been in the industry for a little while, you know, they said, well, you need to keep that backyard shit to yourself. It's not really respected. But I guarantee at least 9 out of 10 wrestlers, somebody in a fucking backyard promotion or some shit like that.
Damn straight they did.
They don't want to fucking admit it to themselves. But I know quite a few guys in this area, some big fucking names, started in a fucking backyard.
Damn right they did.
I'm not ashamed.
I don't want to take my mistake. And I'm not going to knock this guy, one guy that first started wrestling. He says, well, I'm going to do it the right way. I don't want to turn nobody on my backyarder. You know, hey, that's his business. Freaking say, me, I didn't go flying a flip. Yeah, I was a freaking backyard. Damn fly. What's your problem with it? I told a lot of these guys that who have to work. Oh, man, those say that shit to me. Dude, I don't care. Dude, you put a pair of pants on one leg at a time just like I did. You know, you ain't that special either, okay? There's a lot of guys, like I said, are in the WWE Hall of Fame right now, first started in the backyard, or whatever. I never did, I never could. And I started calling a bunch of wrestlers, God, what I used to call them, half-ass indie fuck. That was my direct response to most of them. You know, that's just how I really feel about it, you know, just, dude, whatever. You know, I learned how I learned.
A lot of guys in this industry, like I'm calling it, you know, they're ashamed of the fact that they did start in the backyard, and they want to admit
it. Oh, yeah. Want to admit to it, yeah.
I know for a fact a lot of guys did start in the backyard. They might not want to admit to it, but they did.
Now, hey, let me tell you this story, man. What I'm thinking about doing. Hell, I don't give a damn. I'm going to say it anyways. You know how Chris Diggins got in the indie scene?
How's that?
Okay, he makes team money. He was a wrestling, you know, that WFJ training session at his house. And Chris walked up there and got, hey, I'm Chris Diggins, you know. I've worked with Brandon Parker. I worked with Eric Hoover, you know, Sick. I worked with Chris Wiggins. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of you guys. Oh, yeah? Cool. He puts Chris Diggins against Brandon Paradise for the WFJ United States title. Dude, there's some people there who are so freaking pissed off to walk away. And Chris had a smile on his face. And I'm like, Christopher, he thinks you're talking about when you work with them in the industry. Yeah, but you don't need to know that. Chris worked with those guys when Chris was teaching them in backyard wrestling. At back at his house or back at Daniel May's house when he worked with Parker, Wiggins, and Milford. That was all in the backyard. By this time, they're already well established in the indie scene. So money's thinking Chris Wiggins has been trained, and then boom, he's booked in the match with Brandon Paradise. God, I caught Chris and meet with some people, but I also thought that was funny. Because the promoter who always worked with, but just look at a little piece of that piece of fairy out. Yeah, not just, he put him in the backyard, but he left that out, man. I thought that was just hilarious. And Chris Chicken said he's going to be matching anything against Brandon Paradise. But you know what, though? This crowd, though, he actually hung in there just a little bit. You know? I mean, is that how it was there, too? Sir?
I said, yes, that's how it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. But anyways, man, but you know, if you sit there telling me that it's not about the titles, you know, what are you about? What makes you want to be professional? You know, I'm a firm believer. Some guy needs a title to get over. Some guy says, if I ain't wearing the belt, if I can't win the championship, if I can't win the belt for my birthday, or if I can't win a championship from whatever it is, then I ain't doing nothing in wrestling. You know, some people really cling on to that fact that God, there's so many names like a freaking name that lived to be in that spotlight with the heavyweight championship or any particular title. But there's some guy, I just need a belt to get over. You know, like, hell, y'all mentioned his name earlier, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I listened to all this freaking shit interviews. I didn't need a belt to get over. Yeah, sure, it would have been nice to have, but you know what, though? I didn't need this guitar. I was happy just being the drummer. You know? So if you're not about championships or about fans, what are you about in wrestling?
Dude, what I'm about is I'm about going out there and putting on a show for the fans. They paid their hard-earned money to come see us. And
dude, I get that, but I think you're missing my point here. What makes you, after your back is sore, your ribs are hurting, your ankles, you got massive freaking headache. I got to get up and go to work the freaking next day, work 12 hours, and get out. Now I got another show to do tonight, man. What makes you still want to do it? What job you into? If it's a fan, it's a fan, man. But it's got to be something that really makes point. You know what? I don't give a damn my ribs are hurt. I'm going to kick ass tonight. You know?
I mean, most of what it's about, dude, is about the fan. Rather than killing me or doing me, I feed off that reaction. Wrestling for me is a natural high. Kind of like when I'm out on my fucking motorcycle, man. I'm free in that moment. You know?
Right.
I'm out there, I feed off the crowd reaction, and that's what keeps me going back to it.
I had told Aaron Luke on several occasions when he was wanting to start a production company, and he had this idea. I used to call it Thunderlux Wrestling or Hollywood Wrestling, whatever it is, where he wants to put a ring in the private building and have a guy and try to wrestle and try to get perfect camera shots. Well, if it didn't look good, let's do another freaking cage. And he thought the key to making big success is an online audience. That's the dude. You missed the point. There's so many guys that live for that crowd reaction. I don't care what they're paying them. They're not going to freaking show up there, wrestle in an abandoned building with no freaking crowd, and if the street press they just freaking delivered, they take right in the camera, and he wants you to do it again, there ain't nobody going to freaking do it. That's not why they show up to wrestle. Everybody in this particular area, if I tell the whole freaking world, that this is business, that a wrestle in front of a crowd, and what you take, that reaction, whether it's booze, whether it's cheers, whatever it is, it's a freaking high you can't freaking comprehend and let you experience it yourself. He's down starting to see it. I told him, ain't no way in hell, dude, that you would get someone like Damian Sick going to show up and want to do 3 suplexes until he was impressed, so the camera shot was impressed with it. I just don't see it happen, man. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, dude. Would you have done that?
I was slightly distracted for a minute. What was the question?
The question was, never mind, we're moving on. So you're in this thing for the fans. You're in it for the rush. You're in it for the glory. That's great, dude. But
it's not even about the glory.
Well, I mean, the glory of the fan reaction. There is some glory into it. Not you win the belt kind of glory, but the rush you're gonna feel from the fans watching a good freaking match. The glory of what they saw you doing. That's what I meant when I said that.
That's what I'm in it for.
But where we go on from here, dude? What's your legacy? What do you got plans for UCW? Now, I want to get into the heart of UCW here real quick. I'm gonna be right, short thing right to the point here, dude. What do you think about the current UCW heavyweight champion? Because he's getting mixed reviews. Some are good reviews, some not so good. You're the veteran here. You've been doing this sport for over 10 years, man. What are your thoughts of the current champion and how he conducts himself as a champion in UCW?
I mean, I like Hunter Young. He's a good upcoming kid. He's got a bright future in this business if he decides to keep at it. My view on him, he's a good champion. He's a fighting champion and everything. It's just one day, I see in the near future, our paths are going to cross. And when they do cross, he better bring his A game.
Now, I'm gonna go off script here a little bit, here. Are you going to beat the living snot out of Hunter Young the same way Charlotte Flair just did to Ronda Rousey last night, as I saw on Survivor Series? My God, dude, I'm making the best female match I ever saw in my entire life. I saw competitiveness, I saw brawl, I saw great wrestling, I saw high risk in the end. It ended with a hardcore beatdown. I mean, if you were to match your skills with the high-flying technical wrestler from Hunter Young, will you do to him what Christian Theory failed to do and beat him for that title?
Well, it all depends on the night. I'm not going to toot my own horn. I'm not going to toot my boy down. But the way I see it, like I said before, man, whenever I go through those ropes and into that squared circle that I love, I bring my A game every time. Now, I necessarily can't match the skill that Hunter Young has. I'm not that high flying guy. So yeah, he is gonna outshine me on that. But the way I see it, when it boils down to it, Hunter Young better learn how to throw them hands. Because past Cross, I've already been working on my game plan. I've been watching his matches. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to make Hunter Young wrestle a Damian Sick match.
There you go. Now, let me ask you this question, man. You know, I don't know if you're a Bret the Hitman Hart or Shawn Michaels fan or not. Let me ask you this. You know, Bret the Hitman Hart, you can say early days, he was like to Shawn Michaels back in 1996. He would call Shawn Michaels a jumping Mexican bee. You know, all the high flying, twirling around. Bret's going to make him freaking sick to his stomach. He wanted to ground him, pound him, and break him. Is that how you see yourself with Hunter Young? You call him just a jumping gene, whatever it is. You're going to kiss this guy, ground him, and break him? Is that what the fans are going to want to see?
The fans, they love Hunter. I'll give them that. They do love him.
But for them, love Damian Sick more, dude. You got fans, too.
I do.
You got fans, you got supporters. Dude, they don't want to hear, well, see if they're good freaking bad. Hey, honey, he's a good athlete. Oh, hell no. They want to see Damian Sick throw over a steel chair, throw over a freaking chain, throw in Stick, and beat that dude down. Me, that's what I want to see. I want to see Hunter Young fly. I want to see you catch him, and I want to see you drive him. I want to see a Damian Sick. How sick is he going to get to win a big UCW champion and see the fans that they really want to see? A man.
Well, I'm not going to give away all my secrets and what I
I'm glad to say that.
Is when it boils down to it, like I said, Hunter Young is going to go out with the intent of wrestling a Hunter Young match. What Damian Sick is going to do is Damian Sick is going to make Hunter Young wrestle and fight a Damian Sick match.
Well, I want to know this now. I'm a little bit more dirty. I know you guys are friends. I'm looking at this house right now, and Lord knows I ain't trying to stir a little trouble up here, but I'm going to ask you a question. Dead Reckoning had 3 opportunities to get the world title, and you guys were since the beginning of UCW's existence has always dominated, prevailed, and walked out with the gold. When Christian Theory is losing the last match, he had 2 attempts to beat Hunter Young, couldn't get the job done. The third attempt, he couldn't break Hunter Young. I mean, I don't know if you're watching that match tonight. Clearly, Hunter Young outclassed, out-wrestled, outshined Christian Theory in that particular match. He got to got a couple shots in there, but clearly, Hunter Young owned Christian Theory that match. Did you guys feel like a big letdown as a team that Christian Theory didn't bring his A game? He didn't bring the championship belt back to Dead Reckoning? I mean, what was y'all's thought process? Now, so Christian Theory, well, I was going to be the whole test of him screaming, I quit.
Well, I can't necessarily speak for Fury because I actually was not at UCW that night.
Well, you had to hear about it.
I heard about it. And Hunter Young, he did happen to be the big man of the night that night. Now, if I'm different than Christian Fury, Hunter Young has not been in the ring with a guy like me. Hunter Young has not been in the ring with a guy who disregards his own personal safety or mentality.
That's true.
Hunter Young, being the champion that he is going to have to overcome the adapt to my kind of match. Now,
to me, it's a perfect high flyer technical wrestling versus the pure brutality of Damian Sick. I mean, that's how I always see that match. And there are people talk about it, or they're hoping, they're waiting. I don't know why UCW match had to capitalize on it yet. As great as that match was, the Billy Brash and Hunter Young, don't get me wrong, that was a 5-star match, though. The people are talking. They're waiting to see the paths cross between Damian Sick and Hunter Young. And if you were to meet Hunter Young, will Hunter Young break you the way he broke Christian Theory and make you say, I quit?
There is no quit when it comes to Damian Sick. He's not going to make Damian Sick say he quit. Granted, I don't, like I said, I wasn't there. I don't know what he had to do to get Fury to that point. But, like I said, I don't know if Hunter Young is able to get Fury to wrestle a Hunter Young match instead of a Christian Fury match. But I guarantee Hunter Young is going to have to wrestle a Damian Sick match. And honestly, I don't know if the kid has that. I don't think he's at that level.
Well, I tell you, man, he proves something to me every time I see him wrestle. So I don't know if he's 100% there yet to beat you, boss man, but he's at least 95% there. He ain't far from it. And every time I see a kid get in the ring and wrestle, the kid is impressing me, though, but I want to see him tested. He hasn't had a fight with ribs sticking out of his head. I'm sorry. This kid has not fought with his bone hanging out of his rib cage yet like you had to. You know, I see you have your body broken in half on many occasions and somehow still win, somehow still come home with a victory or a championship don't. You know, but I don't know if Hunter Young has that capability of taking that kind of abuse and still winning. Now, he's taking some abuse and he's taking his lick, you know, but I don't think he's been tested just yet, though. I think the fans really want to see what could Damian Sick do to Hunter Young. And if Hunter Young does defeat Damian Sick, you got to give him credit, man. He will truly be, without a shadow of a doubt, the #1 wrestler in UCW and probably truly, rightfully, the undisputed champion. See, to me, he ain't the undisputed champion yet because he hasn't faced everybody yet. He hasn't 100% proven if he's the absolute best yet because he has not defeated Damian Sick. And my question is to you, man. Are you having the promoters of wanting your title shot? You've already been the Octane champion. You already called with the tag team titles, man. What's stopping you going after the world belt? Well, don't see me no line of BS. Don't do this to the fans. Hey, that's all great for the newspapers here. But I want to know right now, what is Damian Sick going to do to get a contract and sign it and really give your fans what they want? And that is a Damian Sick versus a Hunter Young match. I'll protest that right now because I don't want to see a Damian Sick and Hunter Young match.
Well, the thing with Damian Sick, man, I bide my time. I fight on my time. So when it comes down to me and Hunter Young, it will happen if I want it to happen. Who knows? Come January, I think TJ Tucker's up for a match with Hunter Young.
Yes, he is. I was going to ask you, what's your... Go ahead.
Damian Sick might not be right there ringside. Who's to say Damian Sick might not wait 3 months down the line? There's no telling where I'll be, but I will be there.
Okay, man. We're going to wrap this show up here, dude. I'm just getting fired up here, man. I'm just getting started, dude. But, yeah, truthfully, Damian Sick, man, you've been a tremendous competitor in the CSRA. You're definitely in the top 10, in my opinion, of the best wrestler in the CSRA. I mean, yeah, I personally, as a fan, I can't wait to see you and Hunter Young wrestle. I got a lot of respect for Hunter Young. I mean, the kid's coming, man. And he hasn't 100% been tested yet, but the kid's got a lot of heart and a lot of talent. And I got no doubt in my mind it's a moneymaker match. Damian Sick challenging Hunter Young for the UCW title. I can't wait to see it. Your final thoughts, Damian Sick. What are your final thoughts on UCW? And what can we expect as Damian Sick in the year 2019 that's coming?
Well, that's the problem. You never know what to expect with Damian Sick. Damian Sick, I'm unpredictable. I don't even know what to predict for myself. All I know is Hunter Young might want to watch himself, though, homie. Because the year of 2019, I see Damian Sick holding that UCW title high above my head with you laying on your back.
Sweet. I can't wait to see it, man. I can't wait to see it. Okay, man. I appreciate you being on my show, dude. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody out there. Happy Merry Christmas if I don't get a chance to see it. And if you still wish out there, happy Hanukkah. All right, that being said, I'm the survivor of pain along with Christian Theory. There's no input on this show. I'm going to have a now hiring sign for co-hosts of the Shootout because this guy can't carry the ball. He's going to drop the ball. But don't worry, Western fans. I will come back bigger and better next week with Justin Chambers. That being said, Survivor Pain, y'all have a good night.